Hello, I am Ginger.
And I'm Kat.
And we are the Geminati. And we have a tarot class coming up at the Cult of Gemini in downtown Grass Valley. And we're going to do a little tarot pull today and talk about a card. So we've pre-shuffled and we have with us today the Nine of Swords. And this is from the Mary L. Tarot. And Kat is going to pull a companion card to that.
Look at that. 3 cards in. I found it.
Oh, wow.
I like yours better, I gotta say. Mine's a little rough.
It is. Mine's not that sweet either, to be honest.
The picture's beautiful, though.
It really is. So
we want to talk a little bit about one of the goals of our class is intuitive tarot reading. And there are, sometimes people talk about like set meanings for cards. We don't really believe that, but there are ways to piece together meanings that are very similar to each other. But when you're reading intuitively, in the beginning, we do pull a lot off of the image, and so that's what we're going to do a little bit here for you, and of course we have a bunch of knowledge stored in our heads, but we're going to try to just pull off of what we're seeing so that you can see how that works. So in mine, I have this swan that is chained around the neck and the chain is going down into the water. And it brings up all kinds of images for me about ugly duckling and stories from the past that really hold us back, that this swan still sees itself as this ugly duckling and is like really trapped by that and not embodying its own sense of grace and beauty and even movement. Like it has wings, it can fly, it can swim, it has all of these possibilities. Instead, it feels choked around the neck, so it can't even speak its truth, much less move in the world.
Wow.
That just came out. Sorry, I've never done that. But I'm like, wow, that's kind of right on with Nine of Swords there.
So in this card, a little bit different and a lot more, oops, I'm covering the microphone. So a little bit different card, but I see this one as a little bit more hopeful, although there are still some challenges. So in the background, you'll see what the author of this deck calls the Immortal City, and there's this monument to Isis in the background. So this like place of perfection that we're trying to reach, right? But it's like there's a force field around it, and there's the seas, and there's towers. It's like a lot of obstacles going on in this card. But I love this card because it is hopeful. You see that the seas are starting to part and make a path towards the city. And this being a swords card lets us know that this is all mental junk that we're just churning around, right? We can make choices to think about things differently and see things from other perspectives, or even learn some skills so that we can make these transitions and jumps a little bit easier on ourselves.
Yeah. Beautiful. So,
bam.
Yeah, exactly. And so when we are doing class, everybody will have their own tarot deck. We're not teaching off of one deck. And so there will be commonalities, like Ginger talked about these being swords cards and how this is mental. We'll get into that, what the different minor arcana suits mean, and that they correlate with an element that is universal across tarot decks. Somewhat universal. There are some flippity-floppy ones that we do not prescribe to.
It's okay.
So, yeah, it's all right.
All the things are okay.
Non-judgmental. Right.
Kind of.
Gemini, totally. Always judging on the inside. Sorry. But practicing, changing that and loving compassion and all those things.
Opening perspectives. It just sometimes doesn't make sense.
Right.
Swords are an air sign or an air element. We're air signs. Things got to make sense to us. And if it doesn't, then we reject it and judge it harshly.
Yes.
Like the Nine of Swords here. So much harsh judging.
And so much, usually internal, If it comes out externally, it's going on internally too.
Right. So in class, Kat was talking about decks, and my personal belief about tarot decks, a lot of people say you should start with a Rider-Waite deck. It's universal. Everything, almost everything is based off that. And I disagree completely. If you are not in love with the imagery of your deck, you will not learn and you will not use it.
Right.
So I don't care what deck you use, as long as you are connected to it and engage with the art. If you find that you love tarot and you're interested in it, you'll eventually figure out the meanings, you'll learn, you'll try all kinds of things. But for me, use the deck that you love. Like really be in love with what you're working with.
Yeah, we want you engaged on that level.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
so anyways,
fantastic.
Yeah, we hope you join us for our class if you have the chance. We're in downtown Grass Valley, California, and the date of the class is
September 19th.
So it's a 6-week course, 6 Wednesdays in a row.
Yeah, so we'd love to see you there.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Take
Ciao.
care.